Okay, welcome back to the Caribou Data Science channel. We're back with you folks. 1 minute. I need to make one quick adjustment here. One quick adjustment.
Sherrod Brown voted for the most conservative immigration bill in decades, and Sherrod worked with Republicans to write the law cracking down on the flow of fentanyl. But Bernie Moreno opposed the bipartisan border bill so he could play politics.
Just want to make sure. Okay, welcome back to the Caribou Data Science channel. Tonight, as the title suggests, well, first of all, let me give you my disclaimer. Under no condition should the information I'm going to share with you tonight be used to make investment decisions. One more time, under no circumstances should the code I'm going to be giving you this evening be used to make investment decisions. I'm simply presenting this code to you for demonstration purposes only. Do not use it to make investment decisions. Okay? So, as the title suggests, we're going to use Bollinger Band. We're going to create Bollinger Bands, which is a method of trying to understand stock movement, stock price change, and when you should buy and when you should sell. We're actually going to look at two stocks. We're going to look at ET, which is a stock I actually have a little investment in, and we're going to look at this up here, which is a dividend stocked fund. Okay. And you can see this fund up here says this: your fund focuses U.S. large cap companies that have consistently increased stocks. It has a low expense ratio, 0.08%. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to create the Bollinger Bands two ways. One, we're going to use the Bollinger Band geom function inside of tidyquant to create the Bollinger Bands, and two, we're going to do it the old-fashioned way, using nothing but R and tidyverse. Okay, so we got tidyquant, we got plotly for interactive plots, and we got this PRACMA, which has a rolling mean or moving average function, and allows you to create different types of moving average, like simple, exponential, weighted, and so forth. So that's what we're going to do. So let's just start. Okay. Okay, here you can see our funds. Nothing special. The symbol ET, date, opening, high, low, close, volume, adjusted. Okay. So how can it go from a close of $19 to adjusted of $9? That doesn't make any sense to me. But as usually in cases like this, you use the closing price. Okay. So next we'll come over here. We're going to calculate a couple rolling averages. 25, 50, 100-day rolling average on the close, and we're using a simple moving average. Then we're going to calculate the same thing for volume. Now let's take a look at our summary data here. Okay, so the closing price had a median of 13.5, a minimum of 4. Okay, that's what I say up here. Yeah, so we're going back as far as 2017 with this data, all right? And an average of 12. So you can see the mean and median are pretty close. The first and third quintile like a different 5, and these are just this part probably doesn't make any sense to take a mean of a mean. Okay. This should be the average. So this is the minimum for the average mean, okay? And this is the maximum for the means. All right, and you can see the mean means or the mean means are this right here. Okay. Next, we just go do a simple plot. Okay, what's the general rule of thumb? You know, is that you look at the long range here, okay? And as long as the stock's above here, you're doing okay. Okay? But if we could look here, for instance, and we could simply look at the two moving averages. And what we see is the 25-day moving average is a 25-day, is it a 20-day? It is 25. Let's change them to 20 because 20 is what's used for the traditionally for the Bollinger Bands. Okay. All right. Do this. And redo it. Okay. So the good news is the 25-day average is staying above the 100 average, which means that as you can see, that means that it is increasing. And you can see that even though there's some volatility, it is increasing. Okay. So now let's come down here. Let's plot the Bollinger Bands using a tiny quant package. Okay. So this part's the same. Now here's where here's where the Bollinger Bands are actually created. All right. All right. 20-day moving average. So you're using all the values: the high, the low, the close, and then you can define the function. This could be either SMA. It could be exponential moving average. It could be weighted moving average. There's different ways you can do this. Let me just add this down here. All right. You can see the moving average right in here. Okay. And things you well, again, if you look over here, interesting enough, the actual values have stayed within the bands themselves, well, except right down here. Okay. And one theory is that what you're looking for. You're looking for the peak to approach this band here. Okay. So if you look up here, so this will be on the 18th, right? Well, you can see that around the 15th, 16th, it went above the top Bollinger Band, then it went back down a little bit. And that's a pretty consistent pattern. Whenever it touches the top, it goes down. Whenever it touches the bottom, it goes back up. And that's sort of the most general in a nutshell type of thing. Again, do not take what I'm about to say as investment advice, okay? This is strictly my uneducated opinion. Generally what you see is on YouTube is like, well, what you look for it to touch the two bands. You notice here, this whole stretch here was actually above the band. All right. Oh, by this is not the correct fund. What we're actually looking at is an energy transfer data. Okay, energy transfer, which is an individual stock. It has a pretty good dividend on it. But again, well, as you can see, this here is a Vanguard dividend appreciation. So this is the fund that focuses on big cap dividend companies. Okay. But so you can see, going as far back as January this year. All right, this looks pretty good. Look at this. You have this over here above the average. It's touching up here. It drops. It touches back up here. It drops. And it actually goes down below here. So then, of course, it takes a big dive before coming back up. So that's what we're looking for. Okay, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for we're looking to recreate this chart using nothing more with nothing more than tidyverse and ggplot2. Okay. And the secret is, so we calculate the that's a question. Takes into account corporate actions such as dividends, stock splits, and rights offering. It provides a more accurate representation of stock's historical performance because it adjusts for the events, allowing for a more accurate comparison across time. For example, if a company pays a dividend and the stock price typically drops by the dividend amount on the ex-dividend date, the estimated gross, okay. Okay, good. So, what do we got here? Grab the data, calculate the Bollinger Band standard deviation and the rolling average. Standard, oh, this is interesting. Rolling mean up here and rolling apply, so they're actually very close. Adjusted, adjusted. We're actually going to use the close price. Calculate the upper and lower. Okay, this is all one thing here. Okay. Calculate the upper and lower, so its upper band is SMA 20 plus 2 times the standard deviation. Okay, let's go up here then. Okay, we're going to do this with close, because typically that's what I think that's what no one. I mean, so the question is, when do we look at adjusted? And when do we look at that didn't look right, did it? You know what it is? This is actually the close. All right, this is the close. This is the rolling number. Wow, what a difference! So the adjusted dip, but then it began to, I wonder what happened back here. That's an interesting question. What's the difference between uh, so let's take a look. Let's do a filter job here. Okay, so what do you think? Huh? What do you think? They look the same to me. Let's just add some. Let's add the collar. Also, it's using a ribbon. That's interesting. Okay. Let's go here. Okay. So that looks pretty doggone good. So that's version 1. What we want all the only thing we really need here is this. Because we already got the Bollinger Bands up there, right? So let's come down here and see what this looks like. Oh, there it is. Okay, very good. That's not really what we're looking for, is it? That's not really what we're looking for. So let's get rid of this. Okay, see, you don't actually have, but we can do this. We can say, okay, oh, I don't know. I guess we could leave it like that, but so it looks the same. Okay. Now here's the thing. What you can see that at this point, both of these plots are static. But what we can do, we can use Plotly as a wrapper around our plots to create an interactive plot. So let's come on here then. And let's plot both of these. Let's call this TQ for tiny quad. So what you just redirect it to a so here, the good news is we got the interactive plot. The bad news is we lost our Bollinger Bands. So let's come down here, okay. So now, by using the long method, by actually calculating the values ourselves, all right, we're able to actually create a complete interactive plot using the ggplotly function. Okay, so we come over here, we can say, upper band. So look what we got there. We got the close, we got the upper band, we got the lower band. Okay, but we don't have actually what's interesting is, how come we don't actually see this? But anyway, so by doing that, the other thing is, we can come down here like so, right? And let's only look at the let's only look at the fourth quarter. There we go. Now we can zoom in. All right. And I'll be sure to upload this code to the repository. But the code is pretty simple and straightforward. Okay. If you come down here, Let's just try something a little funky here, shall we? Let's see what we want to do. Packages. This kind of, let's just take a look at this real quick, because I ran into something I thought was a problem, but it actually isn't. Bar charts are kind of interesting things, okay? See, so to a certain extent, this is all the same, all right? Okay? But our dates run from when? 24. And I'm not sure about the X lamp, so let's just comment this out. Let's see if this works. Oh, now, let's zoom way in on this. So, again, I don't understand this either, but what I understand is this is the open, or this is the open, this is the close, or this is the close, this is the open. Uh, Blue means the price increased, apparently. This means the price fell. It has something like this. This could be like the closing price, and this may be the winning price. I'm not quite sure the other price. Okay. Again, that's part of the. And what I try to do down here, I actually try to create a different version of that using dots, using by stacking dots on top of each other. But it didn't work out as expected, so so that's all right. Let's take a look at one more thing. Let's take a look at. let's compare the opening price. Let's compare the opening price to the adjusted price, okay? That's weird. Don't know what that means. What are we doing up here? Oh, I know. We were. We want to know. We want to. Let's just take a quick look. Okay. So for the most, oh, this is interesting. How come the close price stops here? Now that doesn't make any sense, does it? Interesting. Huh. Don't quite understand. How come unless it's matching right up. That's the only thing I could think if it wasn't any different. Because over here you can see the actual close is higher than the adjusted close. All right. But most of the videos I've seen have all talked about the closing price, not the adjusted price. Okay. Because ultimately, when you cash in your stock, right, what you get is the closing price and not the adjusted price. I think. I think it's kind of odd, is. That's for whatever reason the plot wasn't. Interesting. Not quite sure what that is. Hey, with that, my dear friends, I'm going to bring this session to a close after saving our plot. Hey, how you doing, my friend? Thanks for stopping by. Let's see. What I was doing this evening is that uh, I was recreating a plot called Bollinger Bands, which is a stock and analyst plot, and I did it two different ways. First of all, I did it with the tinyquat package. I used tinyquat to download the data, and I also did a Bollinger Bands plot using that. Let me save that. Okay, and you come back up here. Okay. Now, first of all, notice here, this, this is using the Bollinger Bands function from tidyquat. And the reason you only see the line here is because I was using Plotly. Okay. Well, the trouble is Plotly doesn't render the entire Bollinger Bands plot from tinyquat. So I did that as a demonstration. But anyway, let's come back over here now. So you can see it's very easy to create things like Bollinger Bands, bar charts, candles for your stock analysis using tidyquat. Okay. And here's it. You can see this isn't interactive. When we tried to make it interactive, all we got was just a daily line. So I came down here and I used the code was written by ChatGPT, by the way, and I had to create a line. But up here, I converted it into an interactive plot. Okay, so you come up here and you can see the closing price was $16.25. Then you had the upper band, and the lower band. Okay. We also had the 20-day moving average right here. Okay. And I want to say one more time, make sure you don't miss it. That's that. Let's take a look at what I actually asked ChatGPT to do for me. I said, use R and tidyverse to create the code to calculate Bollinger Bands. I am using tidyquat to grab the daily stock data. So this is all I asked ChatGPT to do. Okay. And this is the plot result from the code. So do you play the stock market at all, my friend? So the other thing I created down here, you're probably better off not doing it. I don't actually play the market. My dad. Okay, good. So where are you in your R learning system? I'll say right now, ChatGPT is your best friend. Okay. I did our program maybe 3 or 4 years. Then ChatGPT came along, and I've been using ChatGPT all the time for both R, Python, and even SQL. So this plot here is kind of interesting. It's called a bar plot. Okay. Okay, there's the bar. Now, if I recall properly, wow, look at this. This is the closing price. This is the opening price. This is the low. This is the high. And I think one of these horizontal lines is the low, and the other is the close, I guess. Okay. And this is the code to do that so the package again I'm using is called tinyquat. Okay. Then I use Plotly to make the plots interactive. So where are you in your Well, you can spend the rest of your life doing nothing but tidyverse and ggplot 2. Okay. uh, other packages I use. Okay. Let's see. Scales makes it easy to format the X and Y labels. You can format the X labels as percentages or dollar signs. You can format the dates on the X-axis. Plotly is interactive plots. All you do is you create your normal tidyverse plot, your normal plot, and you redirect the output to a file. Then you use the ggplotly function. That's how I created that's how you create a interactive plot using ggplot2 plots. Okay. Other things you might find helpful. Let's see. Lubridate is used to work with dates. Let's see. This one here, PRACMA, that has some functions to do different types of rolling averages, rolling means. Another one. Well, that's why I start with ChatGPT. That's why I start with ChatGPT. I don't even bother to try to write code anymore. It's terrible, but I really don't. That's not completely true, but like I say, the code for the Bollinger Band plot that was written by ChatGPT. You know. Another one I use quite a bit. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Another one I use quite a bit is Janitor. With Janitor, you can use it to okay. Janitor, you can use the clean column names like ABC space CDE, and it converts it to ABC underscore CDE. It also converts all the column names to lowercase. And you can also use it to remove rows and columns that don't have any value. That's all NAs, has nothing in them. You can delete blank rows and columns. Okay, so that's something I would normally do, but it's not really necessary here. You know what? Let's take a look at another stock, shall we? Because this one's actually quite results are going to be a little different. Okay. Let's load our data. I'm loading data back to 2017. Let's just rerun our moving averages. Check our stats. All right. So the closing price for this stock is well, the average is 36. So where are you located? Where in the world are you located? So between the first quartile and the third quartile is quite a range of almost 15 to 20. So that's pretty wide, okay? So this will give us the minimum value for the short, medium, and long mean or average. So it's 20, 50, and 100 day average. And let's just run a plot here. And here's your basic plot for this stock, okay? Now the good news is, the general theory is, now do not take what I'm about to say as investment advice, okay? Do not do that, okay? Supposedly this is good because as long as it's above here, first of all, this tells us that there is an upward trend, okay? And most of the values stayed above here. But here's our 20-day moving average, all right? So let's come down here. Let's look at the Bollinger Bands with tiny quant. This is the dividend fund I was looking at. Now what you see is, for the most part, What it is, there's the daily numbers, then this dashed line is a 20-day moving average, and it also uses 20-day standard deviation, a rolling standard deviation of 20 days, and it's basically, uh, well, you can see the formula down here. So anyway, so you look at it, so where are we right now? So right now we're up. The daily numbers are up. The average is about halfway in between. So you would expect at some point for this to dip back down, but where? That's the magic. That's where you spend lots of time watching YouTube videos and scratching your head. All right. So here you can actually see the formula for the Bollinger Bands. Okay, it's using a rolling mean and moving average of 20 days on the close. Then it's doing a rolling apply. A rolling apply is similar to rolling mean. It's just you can do it with different functions. You can do it with standard deviation. Okay. Then once you get those two numbers, all right, you say the upper band is standard deviation 20 plus 2 times the standard deviation. All right. Then you have the lower band is a 20-day average minus 2 times the standard deviation. And that's all that is. Okay. Then you just do a plot. Now the main thing here is ChatGPT, again, ChatGPT wrote all this. Okay. They wrote all that. The most interesting thing is here is the ribbon. Okay. All right. Y min is the lower band. Y max is the upper max. Alpha says make it a little transparent. Then you got your close and your 20-day average. Okay. So how long have you been using chat, or how long have you been doing your R programming? Let's just zoom in here a little bit, shall we? Let's just narrow this down a little bit. Months, let's get rid of this here. Let's just get rid of that. Okay, months, yeah. So do you use the paid version of ChatGPT? So this is currently showing the entire year, all right? Or this is showing the entire year. But because this is, okay, very good, very good. Because this is as an interactive plot, we can zoom in. Okay, apparently, can you upload data to the free version now? Because I thought I saw a little paper clip there, which means you can upload data. So because I use Plotly, we're able to zoom in. Okay. There. All right. There you have it. You have a. Let's look at the fourth quarter. Now, I wonder what caused this big dip down here, because it dipped from 49.5 down to 47.2, which isn't, it's only $2 a share. Let's take a look at this here real quickly then. So it's interesting that that's because when I looked at it with a free account I have, I mean, you, you want to register your account, right? You can register as free, you can register as paid. But what I've noticed is both the free and the paid now give you just version of ChatGPT. And down here, I saw it. I saw the attach file button on the free version also. Okay. Now I don't know what the difference is. My guess is maybe you can only use the free version so many times in a day or so many times an hour or something like that. I'm not really sure. But if you can upload your data here, well, that's a really powerful tool. I do it all the time. You know. So what you notice here is it closed above the Bollinger Band here, all right, and below the Bollinger Band here. Okay, because this. I don't know about tokens. I honestly haven't tried. Let's just try something here. Let's log out of this. Log in. Now my paid account is on my Gmail account. This should be a free account. Okay, so now we're logged into the free account. Okay, I'm just using. I don't know what this means. I don't know what ChatGPT means. Oh, that's interesting. Because originally, ChatGPT 4, okay, was the paid version. Now it's 4.0 as an Omni, okay? So let's just try something here. This isn't going to be a very big file, but let's just try something here. So this Excel file has about, let's say, 23,000 rows in it, okay? So how big is that file? Yeah, so you can see this isn't a very big file. It's only like 307 kilobytes. Okay, good. Let's see if we can display inline plots here. You see what it just did on the free version? Oh no, I'm retired. Believe it or not, this is a hobby. I do data analytics for fun. Okay. Yeah, I do this just for fun. Plus, like I said, my dad left me some stocks. So I like to track his stock a little bit. So you see what this did? I just used the free version. I uploaded the data, and I said, a plot and a number of orders per day, and it created a plot and displayed it. Let's see some. Okay, here's, yeah, the free version is like really limited. Okay, I mean it's like really limited. Hey, you dead ass limit. Yeah, I would call that limited. I would call that limited. Anyway, my friend, I'm going to bring this session to a close. Of course, as always, click that subscribe button for me. Share the channel with your friends. Click the bell icon to be notified whenever I go live. We'll see you probably back here on Sunday night, okay?